Is it actually working? Oh my god. Is it working? Mein Gotten. OBS shows nothing. YouTube says it's sending data. I'm just gonna press done. I don't see a picture, but that may mean nothing. Maybe it is actually working and I'm just being a total idiot here. I don't know. Okay, it's showing live. Okay, so, well, let's trust it. Don't know how much I could trust it, but let's trust it. Alright. Okay. So getting started here and all kind of set up. You know, YouTube, of course, is still always giving me a problem, like always. Why isn't that a surprise? So after a little bit of you know, condangling and fidangling and redangling, I got it up and running. So yes, it looks like the best way to do it is just ignore what's on the screen, because maybe it is actually working, and you know, those people on YouTube actually can actually do stuff. But who knows? Maybe my numbers are all whacked and all, and I'm just imagining things all anyway. Okay, so welcome back to the stream for the King of Smut 95 plays Langrisser. Now, because of some technical issues and that kind of stuff, I was not able to stream my really cool stuff that I did earlier on. But hey, well, what can you do? Got a bit of a hum here, so I'm just gonna see if I can try to find out which application is causing me to give me that hum. So I'm just gonna take those down. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start up the game here. We're going to so we're doing pretty well from last time, and load here. Oh, okay, what the hell? Oops. I gooped up, hit the wrong button. Let's try that again. Take two. Let's reload that again. That didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Load. There we go. Okay, so we're on this cast. We're going to be doing scenario 14, just like that. Okay, Now, so for the previous level, after we finished all the ballistics and that kind of stuff, we have an alliance between Layden and Lance. Okay, because that useless bum got himself stoned, and then we had to go and save his sorry ass. So you know. Now in this level, we have the evil wizard Naga. He's summoning his undead army against us. Okay, so there you go. So as you see, we have a bunch of wolf guys everywhere, and we have Naga with his skeletons and that stuff. Now again, the usual winning condition at the top is to kill off Naga, or just basically kill it, kill everything. The losing condition, of course, is getting Layden killed, mostly it's probably getting rid of all the NPCs. Now, again, a quick reference to the cheat sheet that I had originally made. So this is the original cheat sheet from my website. So again, if you don't have it, you can go and download it yourself and have a look at it. It's www.anikionline.com. Check under the FAQs, and you can see all the different things that I've worked on and kind of FAQs for, and you can download it up. So stage 14 is called the Wolf Pack. Okay. Again, your losing condition is if you lose Layden, or if you lose the NPCs, which happen to be the villagers. Okay. Okay. So this level is going to be kind of tricky, because there you go. There's where the location of the people are. Some bad guys on the side of the town. You have villagers inside there. Okay. Now this level is kind of tricky because again, you only have 4 players, or 4 characters that are allowed to do this level, and Layden is one of them. So really, you only have a choice of 3 characters that you can actually do complete the level with. Okay. There's lots of monsters, which are the wolves, and then there's of course the undead skeletons from that. So I mean, obviously you're gonna have to, you would really pretty much have to use Chris and Jessica, because they're the guys that'll have the holy troops and that stuff. So so let's go and pick Chris, and let's pick Jessica. Okay, that gives you one last option here. I mean, you can go down to the bottom here. You can see that you do have Lance. Yeah, as a Dragon Knight, he's pretty good. Level 9 Dragon Knight. You can't level him up in or anything because he doesn't have a class change. So that's what I recommend for most people. Do not waste your experience points on this guy, because yeah. So try not to waste too much stuff on him, right? Because he's not very useful. Okay. Now Taylor, we leveled him up to Dragon Knight from the last level, so we don't need to really bring him. Soon as level 5 as a knight, so he needs to be given up. Narm's already at a ranger, so she's already at maximum level as it is right now. Albert is at lowered level 6. Hawking is level 8. So let's do Hawking, because he will he is currently a lord, so he can probably go up to Magic Knight, I believe, as level ups. So let's do him. Okay, so we buy some troops. Now lots of undead guys. Now Layden has to be a serviceable role, so we'll use him for speed, because speed's probably the essence of this on this level. And Chris, of course, there's lots of these bad, so let's grab holy troops. And Hawking, obviously this is the best thing he has is archers, so let's use archers. And there we go. Items. Okay, so Layden, obviously we'll give him the sort of Langrisser. Chris, and there's our magic user. So obviously, we give them orb. Jessica, she's the other magic user, so we give them an orb. And then Hawking, as much as I'd love to give him the devil axe, he probably wouldn't wield it very well. Sure, why not? Let's just give it to him anyway. What the hell? Yeah, he does take a hit on the defense, but you know, it's a powerful weapon. Can we go to the shop? No. This is finally on a level that we're actually at a village, so that we can actually access the shop. Okay, so here we go. We can hit the shop level here, which is just click the button here, and we hit shop. There's two things. I'll show you the shop first. There's you can buy stuff and you can sell stuff. So the top one's buy, and you can go through the list here. You know, long sword, warhammer, great sword, some shields. There's a cross, which is good for this is the defense +2, magic +2. A wand, which is, you know, attacks. You have this a necklace +3 on defense, and then of course you have the orb, which is magic points ×2, and range +3. So obviously that's what everyone's got. So there's nothing new that we can't. Nothing new that we can buy here. So in the shop we can sell stuff. Now this is all the crap that we've accumulated in our travels here, and a lot of it we never use, and we can sell it for money. Okay, so for example, you know, we don't use the medium shield that we got from that, so we can do that. Yep. Okay. And we got some plate armors here, which, you know, I guess in a defensive role those are good. We just have some regular long swords here. We can get rid of the, get rid of those. And another long sword, we get rid of that. See, we got some more hammers. We already have this great sword. You know, warhammer hammers attack +2. The great sword's attack +3. So I mean, theoretically, if I wanted to, I could go, well, let's sell these 2 warhammers, and let's go buy a great sword. Shop, because a great sword's +3. No. Yeah. Maybe I'll buy one more just so we have. If I get those 3 guys, I think I'll have enough for everybody. Okay, so end. All right, so we're doing the placement of the troops. So we're doing Layden first. Now he should probably be on the village side, so let's put him here. Chris, let's put her at the head. Jessica beside Chris. Jessica should be probably beside Chris here, and then Hawking can follow everybody else at the end. Perfect. End. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to check the health of my streams here. And yeah, so I'd like to welcome you if you've joined me and having a watch on the Twitch side. I'm also simulcasting this on YouTube as well. Okay, so again, if you're just joining us, welcome again. All right, we are doing the Stereo 14, okay, of the PC Engine version of Langrisser, or sometimes known as Warsong, as the English portal release. Okay. And then it's like, Ozo, which is the king. We have the enemy has been attacking our village. Nani? What? Okay. Hayaku, let's go. Really? Dun, 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 dun. And then Naga here going, "Ah, you useless people! The Baldia no Ojo." Okay. All right. So it's like, ha, you. It's like, and it's like you. And say, oh, so you think you're the king, but you're not a match for me. And say, we'll see about that. それはありませんな。They say, not all. So then he's like, ha, we'll fix you. Now, again. So the skeletons are right here. Very quickly here. You have a bunch of regular villagers and that kind of stuff in their little town here with you know, rather normal civilians. So that's who you're gonna have to protect. Okay, houses of girls and that kind of stuff all here. Search here. Okay, so those are the 4 units you have to attack. And then we have this massive wave of wolves in this corner here, which are basically going to come over here and then try to attack the village. So we need to get up there really quickly and provide a barrier or a wall here so that they can stop them from coming in. There's the main entrance there, so you know we'll try to see if we can get Layden's forces, at least the fighters there, to plug that up. Okay, so first thing to do is we're going to move Layden across this bridge as fast as we can. We're going to set Layden on attack. No, it's set in defensive mode. I don't want him to start doing lots of kills unnecessarily. Chris should be probably the next one right after, because she's going to have to engage those skeletons. And same thing with Jessica. Get them across this bridge right away and try to get them to engage those skeletons right away. The Hawking can join in afterwards, so I'm gonna stage him back here for now. In which case I'm gonna take him to okay, all right. So with a little bit of luck, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll make it to about there first turn, then 2, 3, 4. They should be at the doors roughly in 2 turns, and then hopefully I can get at least some people over there. This really would have helped that, you know, he was actually a Dragon Knight, but yeah, this is what happens when you don't have an extra class change. Okay. That's why class changes are really useful, you know. They allow you to get some abilities. But yeah, Layden really needed to be a Dragon Knight in this level when he was a hero. Okay. So, as usual, you know, at the beginning of the level, there's lots of troop movements and that kind of stuff. And this level is probably no different than the others. There's going to be lots of wolves that they're going to. So, for that reason, it's also good that I've turned off the combat animations. So, because obviously, if we get lots of stuff that's happening, then we get So usually the girls, the girl goes, Kia! That's the girls going. So, yes, we're gonna protect the little girls. Yes, and the soldiers are going. Okay, we'll protect you. Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a drink, and while the enemy phase is being calculated, this is a good time to do that. Right, be right back. All right. And then again, he starts summoning and sending off the wolves. Ooh! Dun, 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 dun. Here comes the wolves. So yeah, so with a little bit of patience, if you can set up the barrier, all right, then that will give lots of sufficient time for you to collect all this this great experience points here for Chris or Jessica or Hawking in this level. Okay. Yeah. And hopefully with a little bit of effort. Okay. So you can tell that these skeletons aren't horribly powerful. I mean, they're literally suiciding themselves on Layden's griffins here. A bit of a pain in the butt, so we're gonna try to force our way through here. So let's so Chris is standing here. She can make it to this hex here. Take that guy out. So let's take her first guy here, move here, and take that guy out. There's a 5-unit here. She's still in range, so let's. Who's got another one of our units here? Oh, she's not in range. Who's this? This is Chris's as well. Can she make it to that hex? Yes, she can. So we'll take her here. No problem. Yep, so these guys have no problems with taking out these guys. Who can make it to that hex there? That's one of Jessica's units can make it there. Yeah, Jessica's unit can make it there. No. So, let's get Layden off this bridge. So let's move him over here onto the land. Let's get his flying units, griffins, off this bridge, and see if we can move him up and get these griffins. We still got to make sure they're still in his. So he is under control, so he can still go one more hex up if he wanted to. So he can put like guys here. So, which is good because I want to try to get to that gate. Okay. And now that that's clear, let's move both that and Jessica forward. And with a little bit of luck, can I get to that one hex? No, I can't get that one hex. There's one hex right here which I want to try to get into, but I don't know if my forces can reach it. No, they can't. So, okay. So these guys are now ready. Let's just move them forward. I just want to move. I want to move these guys forward here just to make sure that they can. There are 2 sets of Jessica's forces behind her. Everyone else can move forward than that. Hawking can stage himself right about there, and that is all we can do for now. Okay, go to auto and accept the moves, and let's go for that one. All right. All right, so today's topic that sort of came to my mind is that on Fridays I usually like to put out both my regular episode for the history of fan anime. So again, for those people who are on YouTube and you want to see my weekly anime feature, is called the history of anime, and I go over various different topics and that kind of stuff about anime and whatnot. Now, as I said, on this live stream, I am of course going over a lot of things of Langrisser and that kind of stuff. But again, what one of the things that that comes across, or if the topic suits fit, is I'll talk about something else and see what what other topics are available. Like sometimes I'll break into a story about anime, story about a convention. I've talked about what happens, and, that is just sort of as a side from what we're playing on this game here. Okay, so for example, I did it a little bit earlier, but I can do it now. Is that I just got an extra webcam. Okay, and I can show different stuff that's going on the webcam here. And so I showed earlier the main thing that I did, but I have an extra webcam here. So with a clickable button like this, okay, this is my what I have on my desk here, and you can see that I've used basically these 3 phones here on playing Pokemon Go, and you see standing very, very close to the gym here. Yeah, so just from my desktop here, I'm in range of this gym. And so now I've already taken it over, and I can basically spin the gym and get lots of experience points here. Okay. So typically, if I didn't use this phone over here as the to follow the YouTube stream, this is how I know that whether or not the YouTube stream is actually working. Then I can use that as my guide, as it were. My bag's full. This is what happens when you pick up so much stuff by sitting here, and then I get so much junk I have to actually sit here and delete all the crap that I get here. Geez. Here, let's delete some of this and this. I think I've got I got 56 raspberries here. I can delete all these stupid raspberries, throw them away here. And nanberries, what are those ones useless things that in the game here? So delete all these guys here. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's what happens when you sit here and you're just farming the Pokestop. Is that you get too much things full of garbage today. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't really but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I also got to find a way to make that camera more stable. But yeah, it's just one of those fun things, Okay. Okay, so we are back to the game over here. And so it looks like the Naga here threw the sleep spell, and then basically put a bunch of Chris's units to sleep here. So there's a bunch of sleep SL guys here. I said been incapacitated. That's not that big of a deal, I guess. The wolves are at the front door here of the thing, so I better hurry up and see if I can move Layden forward. Let's move him here, and then let's see if I can get his. So let's see if I can move this guy to help intercept Okay, now let's see. What's his zone of control? The zone of control is as high as this wolf right here. So maybe what I can do is I can move the guy over here, because you can look at his, the blinking blue radius there is basically his zone of control. So as long as I keep the griffins in there, then the griffins will maintain their combat bonus, which is plus the defensive 12 plus 9, so that'd be like basically an effective 21 defense strength. So I'll make sure I stay inside that. Those guys didn't bother attacking me, probably because these griffins are too strong for him. Anyways, so there's only one griffin that needs to be healed, which is him. So make sure we plant him right beside Layden so he can get him healed. And then we basically effectively flew past Naga and his stupid skeletons. Now, so let's see if we can get one of Chris's. Okay. I have Chris and I have Jessica. Maybe what I'll do is I'll try to use Jessica's troops to attack this next guy. So let's go and use attack on myself, or Jessica's self. Okay, and then I can use this guy and see if I can attack this skeleton here. Oh, he almost died. Almost. Oh, so even with attack, they almost died. Okay, which is just perfect. Right? That's the one. Almost died. Okay, so let's do her commands here are heal, silence, shield, and zone. Can't heal, so he really has nothing really useful here. So it's, none of her spells will help. So I'm going to just go to rest. I'm going to move this guy forward because obviously he's kind of useless standing in there in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, the AI for moving some of the stuff is like in many terms stupid. Okay. End the turn, and we can begin that kind of stuff there, okay? So now it's moving around all my troops and that kind of stuff. If you're really bored, we can flip over here again, so we can see, hey, what's going on here? Okay, let's spin this one. This is our spin. That's okay, good. We're all looking good on this side here, so we can go back to game here. All right. Gotta remember what those are, because this emulator that I have for the PC Engine called the Magic Engine. Yeah, if you click away from the actual Magic Engine window, it'll actually stop emulating, which is really kind of annoying, because that prevents me from actually going onto the screen and checking, for example, the different channels and checking the different streams to make sure they're actually still streaming. That would be a good thing. Kind of a good thing. It's kind of important for you guys, right? Okay, enemy phase. Let's see if the wolves can actually make it in there. So I gotta be careful here, because they'll go through and they'll jump the fence. And they'll start, advancing on the little girls here, and that's not good. Okay, and at the front gate, okay, I managed to basically stall those guys. Jeez, you know, that one leader almost got himself killed. He almost killed himself just attacking one of my griffins. So, you know, so the point is not that, you know, whether they can or not. So, hopefully, yeah, looks like Naga is pulling some of his forces back to hopefully to take on it. So, let's go back here and let's... So Naga's pretty weak now. Layden is now has engaged these guys. This is not a good situation coming up here, okay? Because the wolves will get to these girls next turn, and you know, until these girls get behind these troops here, then they still have a bit of a chance. So maybe what I'll do is Layden, I'll see if how far can I make it. I can make it as far as here. I'm gonna attack this guy just because I need him out of my way. Yeah, I know it's a loss of some experience points, but it is getting to be a necessity in the game that, you know, I can't let these guys get farther than allowed. Block this hex here. So I'll use this guy right there, right by the stone. I'll flip this guy around here at the doorway, and I'll flip this guy to the other side, maybe here. Okay, so that none of these guys now can pass me on this side. Can't help this one, but maybe what I can do is the next turn move down over here, and then maybe I can intersect them here, or, you know, I'm not sure if I can go through that building, but hopefully then I won't lose too many girls doing it that way. Now these guys are almost through the door. Unfortunately, all of Chris's forces are now sleeping, which is not really good. Can't do anything with it right now because they're so what else will I use? So let's use the attack spell again. Yeah, I can also have the same with troops. Now these ones are definitely out of zone, so I'm probably not gonna. I might not be able to do anything. Nope. Even with plus 10 attack, I'm going to be out of range. Yes, I am totally out of range. Okay, so I'm going to advance these guys forward. So maybe what I'll do is next turn I'll jump over them and continue it that way, and then maybe I'll yes. Okay, so go down here, check what's going on here. Oops, not that much. Did I not register that? Oops. Sorry, there you go. Let them move some stuff around, that's okay. Okay, so we are now progressing on with zone 3. Yeah, turn 4. Yeah, they're working on that. So while they're moving all their forces around, So while they're doing that, we can flip over to the other side channel here. We can see what is going on here. I heard a buzz sound. Okay, that buzz sound, of course, is if you go back to the main screen here, it usually means that a monster or something has appeared. There he is. It's a class C spawn point. So yeah, so let's go back into the gym here on these two and spin these guys. We can catch this guy here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, so some action going on this one here. Oh, the wolves. Ooh. Okay, what are you complaining about, dude? The stupid wolves. Okay, and Kuzo, another you. Damn it, you. Okay, now he realizes, god damn it, reinforcements. Yeah. All right, so what has happened is now, because of Bladen's forces have shown up at the gate there, now I've managed to distract the pack of wolves that coming down and attack me instead of going after the little girls, which is good. So yes, you notice that the leader now has moved over. So now I've built a bit of a grid. Now, so 3 more packs of wolves as appeared as reinforcements on the long side of the bridge. Now again, because of the stupid skeletons that's doing it, they're becoming a pain in the butt, of course. So welcome to the stream for all the new users that are on. I am simulcasting this on Twitch and of course on YouTube. So again, if you you want to have any questions, or you want to talk about a particular topic about anime, or remind me of a good story, then by all means, put yourself and put a comment on the on the chat, and that'd be great. For all you people who are wondering, the chat that's right below me is the Twitch chat. So if you guys are on Twitch and you want to put your comment, you put a shout out or whatever on you, but yeah, say something, and then it'll show up in this little window there, and it'll become part of the stream. Okay, for all you guys on YouTube, YouTube's starting to become my pet peeve. Trying to get it configured and making it work is like a pain in the butt. By all means, make the switch to Twitch, as they always say on the Tony Bruno show. So another one you want to check out, Bruno Nation Live. Shout out for you. There we go. Okay, so okay, it's Mina Hayogu. Let's do it. Okay, so everyone, keep fighting. Let's go. Yeah, it's true story about a true king. After he's like, God damn it! Now you have got all these guys in it, and they got all the reinforcements just appeared, and So now, my thing that we have to do here is that to prevent myself from getting totally overwhelmed, I need to move these guys to block this little route here just enough so that we can get so these girls here can evacuate and get into the into the church here. Again, once they get past these guys, then these guys could take care of the defense, because these guys are can move up from here. So whatever. So basically, I can try to first of all hold them off here, and then slowly go backwards and funnel them this way, and then I can meet here, and then I can make this my final holding point. Okay, So that's sort of my strategy there. So in order to do that, I'll take Layden to hold the to take the point. Okay, let's take a set of 10 units and block the first 2 hexes here. Any damage units I can feed backwards behind here. There. Okay. There you go. So that should at least hopefully buy me the time necessary to do whatever it is. And that way it'll clog everybody right here in these hexes here. So again, the reason why you would do that is, again, it's and this is one of the things that you really don't really get in the Langrisser mobile, is that you can't do fencing options, and it makes it really kind of tricky to move. Okay. Welcome to the stream, Harvester. I say, I see you come on from the Rubex's stream there. Okay. And your comment is I've never seen anyone play this version of Langrisser. It looks kind of trippy. Okay. The version of Langrisser I'm playing is in my opinion, the best version of Langrisser. Okay. This is the Langrisser 1 for the PC Engine. Okay. So while everyone else in there, and even probably you and me at the time, were like going, hey, I'm cool because I have a Sega Genesis, or I have a Super Nintendo or whatever, right? That's again, as kids, that's what we all had at that time, right? But of course, the person who wanted to be different was the one who owned a PC Engine, or what was a release over here was a TurboGrafx. Okay. Basically, so after they made the Warsong / Langrisser for this for the Mega Drive and for the Super Nintendo, they made the Warsong for the Sega Genesis, but the guys over at Messiah and cooperated with NEC to make this particular version, which is Langrisser for the PC Engine. Okay, now the unique thing about this one is the game itself, which is this one right here. It's actually on a CD. Okay, so in the era, if you want to comment, it basically came out when Sega was trying to put a CD drive on the back of their Sega Genesis to make the ability for you to play like Sega CDs and that kind of stuff, right? But the PC Engine made a version of that came out on CD like this. Okay, so the advantage of this particular version over the Sega Genesis version, first of all, is that there is a CD quality soundtrack. So there's not an 8-bit regulated track on this one. Okay, so it's really high quality sound. The other major difference is, again, is they've added a whole bunch of different modifications to the rules. But again, I'll go over some of the changes and whatnot as I play, so that it makes it a little bit easier to follow, rather than me just like droning on with a screen here. Okay. All right. So right now I've managed to get Layden to lock his roadblock right here to protect the girls over here, because you don't want they need time to make it inside this little church here. So and then the fallback unit of the guards units here, of the NPCs. So again, they have an X beside them because you can't control these. These are the non-player characters, NPCs. Okay, so there's gonna be a big clog of wolves here standing in front of this thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. What I got laid in there to hopefully buy some time. That then allows me to then spend all this time to use either Jessica or Chris here to take care of Naga, okay, and get rid of this guy here. Now, the problem is he keeps throwing the stupid sleep spell, and he seemed to have successfully put both Chris and Jessica to sleep. So that makes it a little bit of a problem, because right now I can't throw another attack spell, okay, for Jessica. So that makes it a little tough, because that's going to be, you know. So, no big deal. Let's see what I can do here. Because I think I'm still within combat range, yeah, so. The blue lighted area is Jessica's combat range, so I can reach this guy without any problem. So maybe I'll take one of Jessica's, that's Chris's. Jessica, here you go. Take one of her guys, move her forward, and let's attack this guy. Okay, there you go, no problem. Calm down. Okay. And also for any new people out there on the chat, there, I've turned off the combat animations. Just you know, make things a little bit more breevier. When I first started playing this, and of course when you start getting closer to level 12 and level 12 and 13, those are the stages where you basically have to retake the Baldia's castle, and it's just the immense number of units that there are there. Like literally, there's like 100 units on the screen that you have to deal with. And so if you had to, can you imagine all the, you know, the interlocking combat every time it has to switch to the screen and do the, you know, do the combat animations, you know, it gets really long to do the game. So since then I've turned it off, but you know, maybe once I get the PC engine hooked up directly, then I'll maybe, you know, run that again. Okay, so now this guy is not in the ZOC of Chris. So this guy, if I had to attack him, and this guy here, if I had to attack him, those two people are out of combat range. So I'm not going to get any bonuses to attack those guys, which is a bit of a problem because I don't think I can actually kill them when I'm out of range. I'll try. Yeah, I do like 1 point damage, so that's probably not very useful. And I bet you this is Jessica's, so I'm gonna be probably the same situation. An 8 versus a 7, I'm probably not gonna get very far. So this is where, since Hawking is still around, let's see if we can get him across the bridge and then he can help out. Okay. So Hawking can make it up to this hex here or this hex here. So let's move him to this hex over here. And then let me just move this over to, this is Jessica's. So let's just throw him over here for now. Get him out of the way. Hawking. Let's move him forward. And let's start trying to get these archer units through the side here and get past all the stone units here. Okay, Hawking is in defensive position, so he's good. We can end our phase here. And start. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So okay, we go back to that. Okay. Oh yes. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Harvester. You recognize me from Rubik's Head. I guess I have one of those names where it's really kind of hard not to recognize. You know, when someone goes, "Oh, what's your email address?" Oh, it's the King of Smut 95. It's like, what? Yeah, you know, let me spell it out for you. K-I-N-G, you know. Oh, yeah, S-M-U-T, S-M-U-T, you know. I didn't say porn, okay? Yeah. And so, if you follow on YouTube and that kind of stuff, and you want to kind of hear, you know, of that particular story, you can go to YouTube, and I have the kind of funny story on how you know, I got that name in case about 95. I was doing a what was I doing? I was doing a collab feature, and I was on a a you know, it was basically an in studio interview with the Happy Console Gamer, and he was doing basically his regular YouTube episode, and I was over there, basically just paying him a visit. I mean, he's been a long customer of my store, and a friend of mine for several years, and and he got into the YouTube video gaming thing a long time ago. And so we were talking about different little things, and of course he pops the question. He goes, "So the King of Smut 95. I mean, that's a pretty ambitious nickname or title. Like, how did you get that? Like, it comes and and as I always say, it's like any proper nickname that or association that people will call you, or whatever, by your friends or whatever will call you, it's only legit if other people give it to you or assign it to you, as opposed to like, hey, I want my name to be the King of Smut or whatever. If I had chosen that name, then it wouldn't be appropriate, right? Because for example, I might have wanted to say the Godfather of porn or something, right? But the thing is, because I've decided to give that name to myself, or that happens to be one of my handles or names on my gaming channel or whatever, then that's not really a legit nickname, because you gave it to yourself. So that's like a title that you gave yourself. So really, the to be a legitimate nickname, your peers has to give you that, and it all stemmed around let's say in brevity, just for brevity, it all stemmed from the something that happened at the San Diego Comic-Con 94. Okay, so it was the 94 con going on to 95, and and a certain thing having to do with Sailor Moon doujinshi. So again, at this time, Sailor Moon was like the super hot thing, right? And doujinshis, of course, are these fan drawn comics. Okay, so basically, in Japan, as they always say here, the highest form of flattery is people making and doing stuff of your work, and so they basically created this, these fan drawn comics and that kind of stuff. And the unique thing about them is that they basically they can cover every single topic and every little thing that that happens here, which is like quite incredible. So okay, just quickly while I'm telling the story here, I'm just gonna quickly see, as you see, that the wall that I've built here is holding up. Okay, so all the wolves have packed up and clogged this entire area now, and they're not trying to run down here or whatever, and which is good, because now those girls here, little girls here, are running into the church here. So once they fully get past there and in there, they'll be fine. You also got these weirdos over here, which they're holding position, so that's fine, because they could theoretically run across the shore here and then circle through here, and then this will allow me to buy me some time to get that set up. So in the meantime, let's get these guys healed up, and oops, what are we doing here? Ding, ding. Okay, so he can stay there. This 6 unit and this 5 units have got to move. So let's move this 5 unit out of the way down here. Let's take this 10 unit, fill this spot. Take this. Oh, good grief. Let's take this 10 unit, get out of the way, because he's in my way right now. I need to move this guy out of the way, move this guy in front, and he's good. Layden here is holding the point. Now, just for in all intents and purposes, so I can show what he has here. Layden has a numerous number of spells. He has Thunder, he has Blast, he has Heal, he has Shield, he has Zone, and then he has Blizzard. So again, this one of the differences from the Sega Genesis version over the PC Engine version is that on the Sega Genesis, Layden only has 3 class changes. Okay, he can basically go to King on one class level, or in this particular one, he goes from Fighter to Lord to High Lord. Okay, and that's his highest rank that he gets on this particular game on the Genesis version. Okay, so 3 class changes. On this PC Engine version, they have a hidden 4th class change. So from High Lord, you can go to Hero. Okay, and from that, you get another, I think attack 34, and more stuff, more spells and that kind of stuff. So you basically get all the attack spells, like both the Lord and the Magic Knight. So very, very powerful. So both a healing paladin, as well as has nice attack strength stuff, like for example like what Leon would have, or sorry, Lance, I guess in this case. So what was I doing with this guy? So yeah, I'm not going to cast a spell with him. I will just heal. Okay. So that front is being held pretty well. Now these are finally waking. Yeah, Jessica is finally awake from her sleep, which is good. So let's get her to move her forward, so I can recreate a new defensive point to begin with. Okay, so Jessica's gonna move her out. Okay, so we're gonna eliminate this guy so that I can get my guys out of there. Chris. So let's attack with Chris' guy here. We knocked him down. Jessica's guy. Let's attack. Perfect, thank you. Let's see, this is Jessica's. He's injured, so let's move him. Well, maybe not there. Let's move him over here behind them, so they can heal here. This one belongs to Chris. So, I mean, yeah, what can we do with him? He's all belongs to Chris, so let's move him up there. That's Chris's, so let's move him over here. This guy belongs to Jessica, so let's move him over here for healing. And see, who's this first? This is Jessica's, so let's move him up here. Who is this one? This is Jessica's, so let's move him on the land. Let's put him on this side. I'll set him up so he can attack that guy next turn. So Hawking is now making his way through. She's still sleeping, so let's get him full power through here. We've got him in shield or defensive position, so we can leave it at that, and there we go. So to continue the story on how the King of Smut 95 nickname came around, is that so one of the hottest things for this Sailor Moon era is these things called Sailor Moon doujinshis, and the doujinshis, of course, are just fan drawn comics of various different things that's happening in the Sailor Moon universe. So some of the things that people are like, I mean, they can do normal stories and normal side stories and what if kind of stories. So one of the popular topics, and I'll see if I can try to how should I say, cleanly describe what's going on. We know that Sailor Moon, or Usagi, really likes Tuxedo Mask, and we know that Chibi Moon happens to be the the daughter of Sailor Moon, shall we say? So you can kind of go, well, it doesn't take a scientist or a biologist to figure out, well, gee, how did Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, if you will, have Chibiusa? And so this is where those those artists or fan guys go, well, we can graphically depict that for you if you like. And well, there you go. We have some excellent Sailor Moon doujinshis that started to come out, and that's what becoming high demand. And there we go, right? So now, unlike the internet, or unlike the modern day time, with the internet, we can't just go, well, let's just go to some website and let's just start downloading these scanlations of pictures and that kind of stuff, because that wasn't available. The internet's not the same way as that. Because you think 1995, right? I mean, how good do you think the internet is, back then, right? I mean, here we are, we're booting up our computers with like Windows 95. I mean, the internet's gonna be like, can you imagine the browsing experience on Windows 95? I mean, right? Painful. So you couldn't do that. So the only really way to get that kind of stuff is you would actually have to go and actually buy a copy or whatever, find a copy of this doujinshi, because you said the scans and that kind of stuff for this is not going to be so much available, right? And that's really tough. So all right, and so when I managed to get some of this the good stuff, as it were, and got that stuff back across back, and everyone was like, that travesty, oh my god. And it's like, what, they did that to Sailor Moon? Well, I mean, duh. How do you think they make kids nowadays? And and then of course a whole bunch of other things about Ray getting boboed by shrine tentacles, and and Sailor Venus always getting into weird other fun things happening to her, and so forth and so forth. So yeah, anyway, so I got tagged the monikers because like, yes, I had this big treasure trove of the good stuff, right? So, and this is pretty profitable at that time too, when I had my store. So, definitely. Okay, so let's go back to here. So this wall, this defensive barrier that I've got, it is holding out for now. Now the problem, of course, is that these buildings here have holes in them, and so the wolves are starting to penetrate and go through there and get the wall. As long as this whole wall here holds, that's fine, because then they're just gonna go through this door and go up here. I can let them, because I don't care, because that means they still have to go a long way around. So that's fine. That buys me time. These guys are basically trying to proliferate through this hole here, and again, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I can retreat 1 hex. Okay, and just pull the front line 1 hex back. Okay. So I'm just going to redefine a new defensive line. Oops, up here. And perfect. All right, and so we got Naga over here. It looks like he has lost all his skeletons. He doesn't have any more troops left, so it's just him by himself right here. The necromancer commander here. And I've got Jessica here now, just starting to get engaged with some of the. Oh wait, there's one of the skeletons over there, trapped way over the end. Annoyingly. So yeah, we can start trying to take on some of these wolves and see how well that she can do. I'm sensing that she can't do anything, but let's see what she can do. Okay. I also made make a note that you know, here's Hawking. He's starting to make his way through. So hopefully, you know, give him some hand. Not to these losers are starting to make it to the bridge too. So we gotta, you know, hopefully step on it and get everyone evacuated off this bridge. All right. So let's see what we can do first. So let's use Jessica here. How many forces do I have? I have a lot of other guys that are not useful to me yet. So here, what I'll do is for this guy, I will cast a spell. Attack. Let's try attack. And let's try attack on Hawking. Will that help? Let's see. Probably not, but let's try. He can move forward, and let's. He's got the double axe. Let's see what he can do against these guys. Come on, stop. Okay, thank you. Okay, so he can do damage. He's gotta be careful because he can get himself killed easily. So Jessica, they can go up and get experience points for the kill. Perfect. And so I'm not gonna be able to get 2 attacks on him. I can't quite do 2 attacks on him, at least not this turn, can I? Yeah, I sort of can. I sort of can. He is in range. But do I have 2 guys in range though? Let me check. Yeah, see, I'm not really in range. It's a facade. He's faking it. Alright, so those guys all move forward, Hawking move forward. Both in defensive positions, so yeah, so these guys will start streaming through here. If I can see, Chris can't move forward because he's, you know, he'd be out of range. So I can't really do too much in that regard. So I guess I'm done. I'll try to evacuate these guys off this bridge before all these wolves and stuff start arriving. That's a bad state of affairs. There you go. Cool. All right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So again, for all those people who are new to the chat, welcome. Yes. We're doing Langrisser for the PC engine, so that's the you know, probably the last. And I think I would think it would be the best version of Langrisser, and definitely in terms of the company Messiah and the programmers and that kind of stuff, I'd say this is their favorite one. And I'm going to show you something on this version that would indicate that. But I mean, just thinking of all the money that they spent on the voice actors and all that other stuff, adding all this extra content and that kind of stuff, and all the extra functionality needed in this game. I think that this is their favorite version. All right, and this is probably the best version. But I'll show you again. I'll show you when I get there, because I can't do it until at least I finish the level anyway. So while the thing is doing this live sheet, I'm just going to quickly switch over to my second camera here. Now my second camera is pointing down at some phones on my desk here, and I've got some Pokemon Go going on here. So let's quickly, oops, collect up my. There we go. Spin the thing and get some more of that kind of stuff here. Thank you. And okay, go back here. all right, Hawking. Okay. Okay, Hawking. Ikun! Kogawa desu ka? Right here. Let's go. Right here. Huh. Oops. Go back to the thing here. Dink. Okay, so those guys are spreading out and they're starting to come down to attack. Let's see. Well, it looks like Jessica's things are not very good. They're not going to hold on. They're not going to, or Jessica for that matter. That's all right. I kind of figured they would. They're only useful to get rid of the skeletons. They're not really useful to get anything else. Now this leads me to a very other big problem. Is that I think I spent too long on the bridge to try to worry about trying those guys. Now I have to try to get Chris up to where Layden is, and there's a big, massive gap of that because these guys can go through the water all they want and go. Okay, so yeah, Chris's guys can't hold on to these wolves either. So this might be a fun problem. Yeah, I think I had an issue with like getting. Oh jeez, did that sleep spell actually work on her? No, okay, no, okay. So yeah, some of the things that so yeah, so now the problem I have now is that I've spent so long trying to get across this bridge with Chris that I was unable to get past the Naga, and even I haven't even got past all all the skeletons either. So I think I spent too long doing that. But so now I might not be able to do anything with that, so I might have to abandon that strategy there. And so basically all the work now has to be done with Layden. Okay, so I am now going to have to do more maintenance to the this front line here. So again, I'm going to have to back up Layden just enough so that I can continue holding a line here until all those girls are inside. Because as I said, the next pinch point is obviously this doorway right here. Okay, so if I can basically keep everything contained in this one door, I can keep the fight to this one section, and they can take all the time in the world to get to me, including Naga, to get to that point. So I'm just gonna make sure everybody's in when that comes. See if I can, I mean, I'll try, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it so that Chris can join them, but that's okay. we will try. That might be a little tough, okay, but we'll see. Okay, so welcome to the stream, Esteva Marks. Okay, welcome to the stream. We're doing Langrisser for the PC Engine. Okay. let's say, so I'm doing different streams. So he's on the YouTube side, and he asks the question: how accessible is this game for someone who is a fan of the game but who hasn't played this game this old before? I'm used to the games from the early 2000s, from the late in the late 90s. Okay. To answer your question, this game was released on a whole bunch of different systems. Okay, it has been released on the Sega Genesis. It's been released on the Super Nintendo. This is obviously the third rendition on the PC Engine, but they've also released this for the PlayStation 1. Okay, now, obviously in the modern era now, there's tons of Sega Genesis emulators out there. If you go and look on the internet, you can download emulators for Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I'm right now using the Magic Engine for the PC Engine, as the PC Engine emulator. They've got the Super Nintendo Mini, the Sega Genesis Mini, PlayStation Mini. All those systems are out, and they've got this game and Warsong is not included in any of the Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo Minis, but there has been rumors and speculation that some people have been able to modify their Super Nintendos and their Sega Genesis Minis, and who knows, even possibly the PlayStation Mini, to have the ability to play ROMs that you can download off the internet. Who could do that? My God, why? That's not saying that I would recommend doing any of that, but yes, it has been said and has been rumored that people have been able to do this. Okay. So then one possibly could then get the ROM for, like, say for example, Warsong or Langrisser or whatever in Japanese, and load it into their console via the digital form, or of course if you're playing with emulator, you could theoretically download the ROM and put that in there and and play this game. Okay. To answer your second question, how easy would it to be to play? Again, this game's fairly simple. I mean, if you really kind of this game's in Japanese, and even when I was playing this back when I first got it, okay, I really didn't know what I was doing either when I was first playing this game. It really required my my translator, okay, because when I started doing fan subs of Japanese animation and that kind of stuff, my main translator Daisuke, he's the guy who basically helped me navigate the map just enough. And really simply, all we did is we just took the instructions from the Sega Genesis Warsong, and we just kind of matched it up and kind of remapped the menus so that they were all in English. So we knew that, okay, for example, I'm going to go to Leyden here, and I click on his options here. I mean, the menu is pretty simple. Sure, it's all written in Japanese, and at first you'd be like, oh, what the hell is all this crap? But I mean, if you think about it, the mechanics for this is virtually identically the same as the Sega Genesis version, right? So the first command, just like the Sega Genesis version, is the attack, or sorry, it's the move command. So this is the move, then you can plan an attack. The one right below it here is the second one, which is basically the ability to attack, then move. And then of course the middle one is your magic spell, okay, so cast something of magic. The third one here is to heal, okay, and of course end turn, okay, or when you hit this one, it changes your combat formation, okay. Again, if you play the Sega Genesis version, you can get that. When I was referring to the to my translator, oops, just double checking my stream here on Twitch here because it dropped here. So what I was saying is that when I first was playing the game, again, I didn't know what I was doing for the most part, but my translator Daisuke, who was playing all this game and all because he's Japanese, he wrote a quick little paragraph, sort of quick little maps of the menu system, so that I was able to go through and figure this out, right? And so basically, he basically typed out something like this. Okay, it's a little sort of cheat sheet telling me what you're supposed to do for each of the levels and that kind of stuff. And so that's all I'm doing, just to follow the game. So to answer your question, it's not that difficult, and it's definitely a good game to get into. And there's not horribly complicated, in terms of menu and that kind of stuff for this. Okay. Okay, so let's go here. So going for a lead in here. Now he's holding his own. The wolves are doing their thing. There's an attack of wolves coming up from the bottom here, so I got to kind of stem that a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this. Move him to just to this location here. Take this and move it back here, and set him to heal himself. And set. Oh, and actually, if I just set himself. Okay, so he can hold this sort of defensive barrier here. And the idea again is to just keep backing up until I get to this. A landing point right here, okay, and that's sort of my goal, and then this I can take care of everybody from. I can take care of all these guys from that point here. Ideally speaking, I want to get Chris over there, so I'm going to try to move her away and along here, and hopefully not get totally invaded by these stupid wolves. Maybe try to take care of this skeleton that's sitting here. Might do that. Kill him? Ah, couldn't kill him. So maybe. Okay. That is all I can do from this section. Yes, that's all I can do. Enter, and then continue the commands. Okay. If you to help you answer your question, SG marks. Basically, if you like, you can go to my website, www.anikimonline.com, and you can double check. You can click on the FAQ section, and then there's a list of different things that I've created and made FAQs for, and then you can go to the one that says Langrisser, and then you can download all the sort of information that I have available for Langrisser, and you can then play it from there. So again, depending on however you want to do it, which version you want to play and that kind of stuff, definitely you should get into that. But again, if you feel most comfortable in English and you haven't really played any of these kind of games, except maybe, for example, if you're playing Langrisser Mobile, if you want to do that, get a little taste of it, this is a good way to go. Maybe just start with that one first, just because it happens to be in English. Okay, try that one, and then again, once you get that, you can then try all these other different versions of this thing. In many ways, this game's a little bit easier in many ways. Harvester, this is sort of one of those these differences between the Sega Genesis version and the PC Engine version, because I know that you have fairly good proficiency in the Sega Genesis version. But one of the things that I've done here, and you may notice, is that I'm not too concerned with the fact that I've lost Hawking and Jessica, because in this game, they've adopted the mobile concept which is if you got the character killed, they're not really dead from the game, or whatever removes of the game permanently. They have retreated. Okay, so and yes, or if you're in the Pokemon Go sort of concept, they have fell asleep. Yes. They're sleeping. They didn't really actually die. So, I mean, but you and I know that when you get 0 hit points, it's like you're out of here, right? So, okay, so. Okay, so we are getting attacked by the bosses, and the bosses even can't kill these guys that easily. So it's just the way of playing stuff. Now they're getting ahead of us here, so I'm going to have to use lead in here. Heal 1. Let's see, my area zone is covered. Good. Heal my guys up a little bit here. I'm going to move my weakest 7 unit, move them back here, move my 10 unit up front, and hold position, done. Let's see. This is definitely a problem here. Let's try to just get some more experience points. If that can be enough for me to get out of it. Barely enough time for me to get out of it. There you go. Maybe the kill him while I'm on the way out. This guy's down to 4 hit points. I don't think I can do it to save him. Nope, that's it. Okay, so that's all the moves I can do for these guys. So just it's basically run like a forest. Okay, so okay, that's I'll end her turn. Yeah, there we go, and we'll let that calculate and finish where we got there. Okay. Okay. SEO's marks from the YouTube side gives it trigger warning, saying people can't classify nicknames themselves. Let me distinguish it a little bit. Let me just clarify. Let's narrow it down. In the modern era, okay, so the modern social media and modern gaming, okay, because of the way you do things, with for example the services and that kind of stuff, which means so poor Mina. Anyway, so basically now I have to basically hold that entire fort and basically use lead to complete this entire level. This now all of a sudden may take a while, but I'll spread it out. Anyway, so to continue my question here, or the thing for you guys is that because we have things like gamer tags and Xbox Live, for example, has gamer profiles and all this other stuff. You have to create a name for yourself just to do all those things, right? It's just a part of the running of modern day gaming and that kind of stuff. So in that sort of situation, you give yourself you know, a nickname or whatever. You call yourself a pseudonym. You pick a particular favorite thing that you do or show you like or whatever, and that's what you call yourself. So for example, maybe for example, Harvester of Eyes has decided, well, yeah, I like read a book or whatever. Actually, I don't know what that reference comes from, but maybe you can tell me, Harvester, where that where your nickname and reference comes from. But you come up with one that you like because you are that kind of a that kind of interest or that kind of field of interest, and you decide, okay, I'm going to call myself, let's say, Harvester, okay. And no, that's great, and so you put that into your Xbox live profile. That becomes your your key of all the navigation and that kind of stuff. So in the modern day, so if I was going to meet you or meet that, all I would see from your game, from your gaming and from your interaction, maybe Discord or whatever, that would be the name that I first see you as, and that's what I would know you as. So so for example, if as you see on the screen chat here from Twitch, Harvester. So basically, I first was introduced and seen his name on another person's chat, Rudex chat there, gamer chat on Twitch. I would always refer to him as Harvester. I know him as Harvester, and and that's it. So everyone sort of already identifies you because of your namer tag. But again, you created that namer tag, and that becomes a part of you. So in that respect, that's one of those things where the nickname that gets assigned to you because you picked that sort of nickname. Okay. But as you know, in the in the sort of like let's just say the word real life, okay? So non-internet circles, non-social media circles, okay? Let's say in terms of like a sports team, in a construction site, in Cantonese culture, okay, so from Chinese culture, from Hong Kong, where nicknaming and that kind of stuff, as part of the name, a person's name, is very, very important, okay. So those type of things, okay. You don't assign your nickname. Your nickname gets assigned to you, by your coworkers, your friends, your people in your circle. They assign you your nickname, and it's usually based off of something that has happened to you, either funny or maybe not so funny, but they give you a nickname. That was basically through association or by an event that happened. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to date myself an example, but one of my first comic books that I ever got is the book from Sergeant Rock. Okay, a comic from Sergeant Rock, and okay, risking being racist or anything. I'm not trying to, but I'm just trying to relate the story. But there is a Native Indian character, okay, and I guess the politically correct word is Aboriginal, okay, but I mean we don't know what kind of from what part of the Indian race that he came from, but he has a character named Little Sure Shot, okay, and so again, I'm sure if he was doing that, he would not call himself Little Sure Shot, okay, but in their army, in that in Sergeant Rock's little division or whatever, maybe Rock or whatever, they assigned him that role because he's a shorter type of soldier, and I guess he has a really, really accurate shot, and I guess in one of the episodes he did something really good or whatever, and he basically called him that because he killed somebody from a long distance or whatever, right? So that's how he gained his nickname, Little Sure Shot. Okay. But yeah, but the same thing happens on a construction site. You don't walk in there and give yourself your own nickname or whatever. People would. How in the hell did these wolves get behind me? Okay, well, so now I'm gonna have to back leading up all the way back to this line here, and then basically move the griffins to support. Again, right now I'm not going to re-engage these guys right now. I'm just basically trying to back these guys up enough without getting all my guys damaged and of course I'll get them all killed to get this to a point here. Yeah. And I think that's really all I can do. Now basically I just have to wait till I get rid of all these wolves before I go and deal with Naga. But at least I think I killed virtually all his troops, yes. Because now he has no more skeletons. Okay. There we go. So this ends up being a little level where I guess Leden's going to end up getting all the experience rather than that. So maybe if I play the game, the level again, I can remove and figure out a new strategy on how to get that how to get them moved over, but who knows. So yeah, and also same thing in Chinese culture. One of like my father, okay, he kind of like I say, he has a really Chinese name, right? So when he immigrated over here from Hong Kong, usually one of the things that they do is because because if you have a really very Chinese name, okay, and his name is Fu Kong Chao, okay, and of course that doesn't sound very English at all, so they decided to give him an English name, okay. Again, he doesn't pick the English name or whatever, so he ended up gaining the English name Charlie, okay. Just that's what they wanted to refer to him as. And so sometimes when he goes into the restaurants and that kind of stuff, they attach the name or the informal name Chicken, okay, because I guess Charlie is the thing, and then Chicken ends up being the most common food name or whatever that's in a restaurant. So so those are like two names that was basically synonymously assigned to him. Again, just from association or things that must have happened or whatever. So hope that answers your question. It's not that you're not allowed to make your own nickname, and it's not that it's unethically correct or whatever to have your own nickname. It's just that true legitimate nicknames have to be given to you by your peers, okay? And and if you are a person of big popular media, check out the Ben Maller show on Fox Radio. The host of Ben Maller will tote the fact that he has 41 official sanctioned nicknames for him. So like the midnight windbag and the and whatnot and all of that, and these and on these the 41 nicknames that he has, none of them are assigned that he picked or assigned by him, okay? They were all given to him by his radio listeners and all that kind of stuff. that's how the game that's okay. So that's where that concept comes from. Okay. All right. So, the clock has rolled over to 12 o'clock now, and I noticed the stream is getting up to the length that I gotta worry about. Again, I want to try to keep the streams to about 2 hours, per stream, because as YouTube starts not liking streams when they peak over 2 hours, because then they start truncating your stream from the front. So, if I do something at the front or do introductions at the front, then YouTube starts cutting that off. So, so I'd like to thank all of you for joining the stream. Harvester, that's good to see you that you're on. You're back here, so that's great to see you. Then, yeah, maybe maybe shout out for me, and we get Rubik's over here, and they can hopefully help him out with his game, right? Because he's still doing the go through Warsong. So maybe a few of these levels will help him out, and maybe give him some strategies or whatever. Okay. And yes, I think Estivus Marks, thank you for the question, and thank you all the various users that showed up on the YouTube stream. By all means, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed today's stream. And so I invite you guys to come back. Tomorrow, I like to do these streams just before and around the reset time for Langrisser Mobile, and so which is around 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're finishing off your dailies, which I just thought, did I do my bonds today? Well, I guess it's kind of too late now. We've already rolled over to a new day, so I guess I have to do a whole new start anyway. So I know I did some guild wars in, and they got that new event coming up, that just became active, and so I guess I got to start doing those things as well. So so again, if you would like to see me finish off this level and to hear some more things, and again, if you want to ask more questions and that kind of stuff, by all means, I love telling stories and going over old retro video games or anime or things of that nature. By all means, put your comments in the comments below. And again, for those people down there, the comments below right here, these are from the Twitch chat feed. So again, if you're on the YouTube side, I haven't showing the messages on the feed here, but if you're on Twitch, by all means, make your comments in here, and then you'll get to see that. Okay. And again, all archives that I do for these things, I'm going to put onto YouTube anyway as well, just so that for the people who are watching this, to find out how you do the Langrisser for the PC Engine, because again, you'll see there are some differences in this version that are quite nice, and the game plays a little differently. So this hopefully will help you through it and figure out how to game. Okay. So I'd like to thank you, you guys, and wish you guys all a very good night. And after you have a good rest of the night and have a good day, by all means, come on back and join me for the stream. But then tomorrow, all right? Okay, so until then, as they say at the ending of Heavy Metal Elgime, the anime. So again, for you millennials who don't know that's what it is, take a Google for it. Heavy Metal Elgime. And at the very end, after the credits and that kind of stuff, they say, oh, hey, the next episode, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And he goes and fights him, and then he goes, and this person is, what's going to happen? Well, in the next episode of Elgime, it'll be like, in the next episode of Elgime, and then basically, it'd be like, a lover's quarrel. And then the guy would be, and then the last thing that the announcer would say would be, see you again. All right. So, catch you tomorrow.